Welcome to our first screencast on expected progeny difference, or EPDs. This video will address a little history on the basics of the ARI EPD program. My name is John Heisey. I'm with Stargazer Ranch Alpacas in Loveland, Colorado. In 2009, ARI decided to adopt an EPD program and started collecting relevant data on any registered alpaca. As with all new changes that occur within the alpaca industry, this created a fair amount of controversy, although the hoopla probably had more to do with individual breeding or business agendas and personal opinions than anything that was relevant to the validity of EPDs or the ARI program. And today the program continues to be successful and grow as more and more breeders learn how much EPDs can help their bottom line or help with their breeding decisions. EPDs are the gold standard used for breeding selection today. They are currently in use by all livestock industries. No other selection method comes close to the results being obtained using EPD predictions. No other breeding strategy utilizes the current understanding of genetics and the available technology. Also, EPDs provide the ability for breeders to make their own accurate herd and breeding evaluations without the need of relying on outside opinions and experts. So what are EPDs? They provide a clear path to obtain positive change. EPDs provide the most accurate and quickest method available for improving genetic merit. Basically, EPDs are an estimation of an animal's genetic value as a breeding parent, and the genetic valuation is provided in a numerical format. The number gives us a prediction that describes the difference in future offspring, as it will measure up to the rest of the animals in the program, regardless of the age or location of the other animal. Let's clear up some misconceptions. First of all, EPDs are not histograms. They do not describe the phenotype of the subject animal. And EPD values are not necessarily a fixed constant. Values will change. They'll reflect a better prediction if additional data is supplied. This is also evident when false data is supplied and offspring begin entering the program, or siblings as well. Also, any changes in the base population being used as ground zero will change EPD values. And at some point in the future, the ARI program will adjust to a new base population, and all values will change accordingly. It doesn't mean that anything was wrong with the previous predictions or the predictions we've had up till now. It just means that the size of the ruler that we're using to do the measuring has changed. Ranking would probably be the same. The scientific program behind EPD is called Best Linear Unbiased Prediction. It goes by the acronym of BLUP. And BLUP is described as the statistical science of predicting outcomes of random effects. I have no concept of what that means or what it entails. So if the people who understand it says that it works, that's good enough for me. And I have learned that best linear unbiased prediction is also, it's a math science that's also used for other things besides predicting livestock offspring. The insurance industry uses the science for developing their actuary tables, and it's also used for removing noise from sound and graphic recordings. The ARI EPD program is designed and run by Dr. Mark Enns at Colorado State University. Currently, data is collected for 9 production traits, and these are the traits and associated abbreviations. Fiber diameter is FD. Standard deviation of fiber diameter is SDFD. Spin fineness, the relationship of coefficient of variation and standard deviation, is abbreviated as SPIN. Fibers, a percent of fibers greater than 30 as PERC, P-E-R-C, and curve without the E. Standard deviation of curve, SD curve. Medulation, MED, staple length, SL, and fleece weight is FW. All the traits except for fleece weight are supplied through a certified ASTM laboratory. Fleece weight is owner supplied. There were over 35,000 animals in the total constructed pedigree in the ARI database used in the December of 2012 computation. Each animal can have as many as 4 generations of data in their pedigree used in constructing their EPD value. Hopefully this slide will help demonstrate the amount of data that will go into making an EPD trait value prediction. So let's first start with planning a breeding, and this is our subject animal. And all we know are the EPD trait value of the parents, mom and dad. They had their EPD values that were developed based upon their siblings and other offspring, and perhaps their accuracy is quite high because they have their the grandparents or their parents and their siblings and descendants that had EPD values that got passed on down, or through great-grandparents, siblings and descendants, and as far back as great-great-grandparents, siblings and descendants. So before the subject is even born, we may have a great amount of historic data and information that allow us to make some predictions about this offspring, his or her genetic makeup, and how it will measure up against all the other animals in the program, regardless of their age or location. Now, once the subject animal starts producing some trait data of its own, we're able to start refining the values, the trait values, and increase the accuracy even more. The process continues as the subject animal produces offspring and maybe even has other siblings from the parents, as well as the offspring producing offspring and descendants, and their trait values are produced. So as you can see that there's dozens and likely hundreds of animals which represent thousands of calculations that could play a part in developing one EPD. Hopefully this has helped with your understanding regarding the basics of the ARI EPD program. Our next webinar will address how EPDs can provide the information we need as a herd management tool, and how to read the trait values, how accuracy can help us in the evaluation of breeding selection, and also we'll be looking at the ARI website and how to use their search feature and what's missing in the ARI search and sorting capabilities. We're interested in your comments and questions. Please feel to contact us. This is John Heisey at Stargazer Ranch Alpacas in Loveland, Colorado. Thank you.